Hey everybody, welcome back to Dual Planet, the usual channel where we talk all things media. How's we doing? How's doing well? And today, guys, we'll be doing a trailer reaction. What am I about? A Daredevil Born Again review. This is episode. What episode is it?
7.
7. It's episode 7. Two more episodes to go, and this is episode 7. This one brings back Muse. It's all about Muse mainly, but as always, I'm joined by my fellow co-host Aztrail.
Hello, everyone.
And yeah, Aztrail is going to get into his breakdown of the episode, and then we will talk our thoughts and rating at the end. So go for it, Will.
Yes, this episode is entitled Art for Art's Sake. Try saying that 10 times fast, it's really difficult. And we are following off sort of right after episode 6. Obviously, last episode we had the glorious return of Daredevil to my Daredevil TV show. And Matt is in full swing now in this episode. I forget his name, Daniel, I think his name is, and the other guy that's been hired by Fisk are giving a report on the Muse situation. And yeah, we find out that they know that Daredevil was there because the little Ayala girl, Angela, arrived at hospital, and she basically shouted to the world that Daredevil was back and saved her. Then we get a steamy shower scene, and not for the fact that it's a warm shower, the fact that Matt and Heather go at it. Yeah, they look very happy, I guess. Wonder if that'll last, huh? They do have a little argument because Matt's got bruises from his fight with Muse. She notices them, and he plays it off like he bumped into things while he was walking. That's just his style. Cherry is being sort of a dick, not helping Matt figure out what like Muse's next step is. Fisk is being a crybaby because Daredevil's back and he's got trauma because he was wrongfully convicted, even though he's a
Even though
criminal
like
mastermind.
everybody in the fucking world knows he did it, so I don't know why people are. It's like every season of the show, it's like he gets back to being on top, and somehow people just forget that he's a fucking bad person.
Yeah, it's one of those comic book things. The police are investigating Muse's hideout. We get a nice image of a screaming face that he's painted on the wall. Matt interrogates. Matt talks to Angela about what she saw. So Matt heads off to Muse's lair as Daredevil to sort of figure out where he's going to go next. Meanwhile, Vanessa meets with Luca, and Luca hints that it might be time for a change at the top, aka it's time to kill Kingpin. And then Bastian arrives. Obviously, we saw Bastian in an earlier episode at a book signing that Heather was doing. Now he's a patient, and they're having a talk about his past, about his family life, how they forced him to do stuff he didn't want to do, blah, 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 blah. Matt arrives at Muse's hideout, does a bit of touching of the art, which, leaves behind fingerprints, Matt.
Which
Idiot.
me and Astral did point out, like, isn't he not just leaving fingerprints behind?
Idiot. Yeah, and then Muse reveals himself to Heather, knocks her out, and Matt's on his way to save her, I guess. Kingpin gets informed as well, and Kingpin sends his task force, so that's going to be interesting. But Muse is really creepy towards Heather, like really, really creepy. Talking about how she was the key to unlocking his true self, how he can now express himself through his art properly. Gruesomely he like ties like a cord around her arm and then like slices down like her entire forearm pretty much, and I could feel it and it hurt. But before she can be killed by Muse, because the police are arriving, Daredevil crashes through the window, as one does. They have a bit of a fight, bit of a tussle. Muse goes to kill Heather again, and Matt shoots his grapple hook thing through his shoulder, which was pretty gruesome. But as Muse is getting sort of the upper hand, he gets shot multiple times by Heather, who then collapses, and then Matt rushes over, takes his glove off again, and starts touching her face like that's not going to leave fingerprints as well. But then the police storm in, they see Muse dead, they cover it up. More accurately, Fisk covers it up and says that it was the task force that killed Muse, not Heather, not Daredevil. It was the task force. They kept their promise. But BB is reporting that it was indeed Daredevil, and that gets her into trouble with Daniel, who like threatens her. And he's a bit of a dick about it. He's sort of like subtle threaten. It's not like a deep threaten, it's a subtle threaten. But BB looks very disgusted in him, and I am too. Then Heather wakes up in the hospital with Matt. She says that there was someone else in the office, Daredevil. She says that he said her name, and I'm starting to think that maybe she thinks that it is Matt. And then we cut to Fisk, who announces that Muse is dead, and he kept his promise. And then Vanessa, who sends a message with an address saying that he's alone. And Fisk is sat eating, and Luca walks in, pulls out a gun. He's ready to cap Fisk. Bang. He's dead. And the secret guy that Fisk has hired walks out and starts on silencing his gun. And yeah,
I'm
that's where
reading
it pretty much
here he
ends.
is a character in the comics called Buck Cashman. Bullet is his nickname, and he is a character who looks completely different in the comics.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. Outside of like the Muse stuff, nothing much went on. Granted, Muse is dead. I put that in quotation marks. Dead.
To be fair, I think, like me and Will pointed out, he's probably going to come back somehow, and he will get his actual powers because he is technically on a set to return in season 2. So he probably will come back, but he'll have the more super powered side to him in that version.
But yeah, I thought this episode was good. I enjoyed it. I thought the action was nice. They kept up the pace with the fight scenes that we've had in the past few episodes. I thought Fisk was interesting. His like approach to this whole vigilante situation is to just take credit.
I'm seeing now, because I'm on Twitter now while looking at it since we've watched it. Vanessa definitely isn't. I assume she's not going against him. She's trying to get rid of competition. She's not trying to, kill her husband or anything. It was definitely planned. It looks planned.
Probably. He was waiting, so he knew.
So those two are definitely like massive couple goal.
Well, they're not. She cheated.
True. Fair point.
And Fisk just beat the shit out of the guy that she cheated with.
It's fair. We'll find out if it because there's a lot of ways that it could be. Either she sent the guy there knowing he wanted to kill Fisk and then told Fisk about it, or she sent him there to kill Fisk. Fisk knew it was going to happen had him killed, and the way and him saying, phone Vanessa asking if she wants some food, packing up for her, is actually him saying, "You tried, you're next."
Potentially.
But we don't know.
I think it'll be interesting because we're getting near to the end. There's 2 weeks left of the season. Obviously, 2 weeks left of Daredevil, but then a load of stuff starts for us. Like Andor's pretty soon.
Yeah.
Tales of the Underworld that just got announced.
Tales of
Like
what? Oh yeah,
Tales of the
yeah,
Underworld.
yeah, which will come out all at once, so we can just do
It's
a
gonna be
season
it's
review of
gonna
that.
be very very busy time for us. And
Definitely.
I was concerned about Daredevil because obviously after She-Hulk happened, my thoughts of the MCU were less than positive. They were. I thought the MCU was dead. They had royally fucked up with She-Hulk. However, now I think I think Daredevil has done a pretty good job of making it feel better. Like it feels like a good vigilante show. It doesn't feel like a superhero show. It feels like a vigilante show, and that is what it needed to feel
It's
like.
basically
Because
giving the
obviously,
original show the budget that it needed
yeah. And
for
I
it
think
to
that
get
it
to where
was
it should have.
it was a gamble to proclaim that it was going to be 18 plus and that it was going to be
Mm.
like super dark and super gritty,
And
and that
originally it
was a
was
big
going to be an
concern.
18 episodes. Originally it was going to be an 18 episode series.
Yeah, and that was a big concern because obviously proclaiming that it's going to be dark and gritty and it actually being dark and gritty are two very different
Yeah,
things.
we realized that with Moon Knight.
Yeah,
Moon Knight was like, it was dark. It was, I don't know what. How can you put it?
it was gritty, but it wasn't dark.
It didn't go the
It
lengths
was
that
too
Daredevil has.
it was too light-hearted. Like Harrow wanted to enslave the world to Ahmet, and it never felt like it had like stakes. Whereas Muse had killed 60 people, and it felt like Matt was racing against the clock to find him.
Mm.
All in all, this particular episode, I won't proclaim it as the next coming of Christ. I did that last week when Daredevil returned. But I will say that this episode was like an 8 out of 10. I don't think I'll give it lower than an 8. I think
Same with you
right
as well.
now the show right now is maintained like a solid 8 throughout.
Yeah.
Like some episodes have been higher. Some episodes you could make an argument for them being lower and worse based purely on the fact of, oh, less happened. However, this episode felt fine. This episode was fun. I enjoyed it. It was a
It
nice
was really fun.
it was a nice like investigation episode with like the conclusion of finding the bad guy.
Yeah.
So I am very very happy with the episode,
Same.
and I will say eight is my rating
Yeah. I'm gonna
for this
agree
week.
with. I'm gonna agree with you on that one. But yeah, I think it was an amazing, great episode. Uh, Still, so far, my favorite episode is still the St. Patrick Day's one so far. But overall, I think this show is keeping me invested in Marvel, the MCU. But I'm hoping that they take this as a note to at least let more of their stuff be dark and gritty and bloody, and have villains who aren't, you just will dominating villains. Have villains who are just wanting to, fuck shit up and murder people and other stuff like that. But
Yeah.
overall, I'm excited to see what these last episodes come out with, and we know that Punisher's probably going to be back in one of them.
Yeah. Should be interesting for that one.
But yeah, we'll see, But yeah, that's all I've got to say.
Yeah.
Right, everybody. I hope you really enjoyed today's review of Daredevil Born Again. Let us know in the comments what you think of this episode and what are you thinking of the season so far. Are you excited to see what comes? Are you ready? Are you not interested? Are you new to the Daredevil character or whatever? Let us know down below. And I hope you did enjoy, and we'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
You forget 1,000 things every day, pal. Make sure this is one of them.
It's over, Anakin!